Hello guys, I'm Dr. Swati Negi and this is the next video in our video lecture series of diuretics. Today we will be covering loop diuretics or high ceiling diuretics. Let's just quickly recap the different site of action of diuretic drugs. The first site is proximal convoluted tubule, second site is the thick ascending loop of Henle, third is the distal convoluted tubule, and fourth site is the collecting duct. Remember guys, loop diuretic act on the thick ascending loop of Henle. This is the site of action of loop diuretics. The cellular level at ascending loop of Henle, there is a symporter on the luminal side of the cell which help in diffusion of sodium, chloride and potassium in the same direction, that is from the lumen into the cell, right? And potassium diffuses back into the lumen through the ROMK potassium channels. Because of the positivity created by this movement, magnesium and calcium are reabsorbed back into the interstitium. Now, loop diuretics act exactly at this symporter level, right? Now let's see what will happen if this importer is blocked. Yes, these ions are not reabsorbed into the body and they are lost into the filtrate, that is they are lost into the urine. Also we are losing calcium and magnesium divalent cations, and that is because potassium is not diffusing back into the lumen. So this is happening in thick ascending loop of Henle. So there is no exchange of water molecules in this level and only ions are seen to be filtered. So let's see how the loop diuretics are used in clinical scenarios, right? Their clinical uses are they are used in acute cardiac failure, okay, as they reduce the preload on the heart. They are used in edematous condition, like they are used in pulmonary edema caused due to congestive cardiac failure, in peripheral edema, which is seen in nephrotic syndrome, ascites, liver failure. They are used to treat hypertension, hypercalcemia, and even they are used for as post diuresis to check and to control the intoxication caused by certain anions like chloride, bromide, iodide. Okay guys? Now let's see what are the adverse effects. Yes, you must have guessed it very correctly. They cause hypo everything. What is hypo everything? So they will cause hypovolemia. Yes, we are losing fluid. Then we are losing electrolytes as well. So there is hypokalemia, hyponatremia, hypomagnesemia, hypocalcemia. Also they cause ototoxicity because a similar symporter is blocked into the middle ear membrane. Then hyperuricemia is seen, which will exacerbate gout condition, and we are seeing hyperglycemia as well. Right guys? Now what are the drug interactions that we should remember while prescribing loop diuretics? See, these are ototoxic drugs, so these should never be combined with aminoglycosides, and if ototoxicity will increase. Serum lithium level should always be monitored if they are prescribed with lithium. Okay, so they should never be prescribed. Hypokalemic condition increases if it is given along with digitalis, so there can be life-threatening cardiac arrhythmias. Remember, these drugs are never given with NSAIDs and probenecid because the effect of diuretics are reduced because of these drugs. All the classes of diuretics are never combined with these two drugs. So what are the examples of loop diuretics? They are ethacrenic acid, torsemide, bumetanide and furosemide. I have made a small mnemonic, that is eat that fab biryani, EA being ethacrenic acid, T for torsemide, F for furosemide and B for bumetanide. Okay. Let's have a look at these drugs. Furosemide is the most efficient and most commonly used drug. It is given perorally as well as intravenously. But intravenously, the drugs work miraculously. Torsemide bumetanide has the advantage over furosemide that they can be taken orally and the bioavailability is too good after oral dose, right? They are better absorbed also. Torsemide is 2 to 3 times more potent than furosemide and it is the longest acting diuretic. Bumetanide is to 40 times more potent than furosemide. Remember guys, these have sulfa group in their moiety. So they should be prescribed with care in patients with sulfa allergy. And for these patients, ethacrenic acid is used. Otherwise, ethacrenic acid have no clinical uses because of its vast profile of adverse effects. Now let's have a quick recap. What we have learned. Loop diuretics act at thick ascending loop of Henle. They act by blocking sodium potassium 2 chloride symporter. Furosemide is the most commonly used drug, right? Torsemide, bumetanide can be taken orally and they have that advantage over furosemide. And these are the most efficient group of diuretics and they are also called as high ceiling diuretics for that. That's it for the video guys. Thank you very much.